Hello, my duplicate cupcakes, and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. This is KaffeineGaming, and kind of loading everything up here. As you can see, everything was shifting and getting back to what it needed to be. As you can kind of see, we've got all our lavatories done. We got that done last time. We've got this all taken care of, as you can kind of see. We got the water sieve. We've got fresh water with lots and lots of germs. It's all encased in carbon dioxide though, so that's actually not a bad thing. This is creating some polluted dirt, but as you can kind of see, we don't have a lot of actual compost right now, so that's not a bad thing. We are lacking on oxygen. Water is gonna become an issue, as you can kind of see. We're actually not gonna be able to reach for much longer here, so we're gonna have to figure out something to do with that. But overall, we're actually not looking too badly here. This is gonna be used now that this is taken care of. The water is gonna be largely used for this stuff and food, and a lot less of everything else. I think they're probably gonna use it for some of the research and stuff. So, but the real big thing here, beyond water, which we gotta figure that out eventually. We want to get a, oh, what is it? Oh, we don't actually have it researched yet. That's what we were working on. We were working on, let me see if I can find it. There it is, the metal refinery, because we need that for a variety of different things. Now, this this wire here has a max wattage, and we want to be able to create some better wire because we can't really create more power, and we are really gonna need more power coming up here because there's just more and more stuff that's gonna use electricity and whatnot. We got 2 sinks now, which should take care of the germ issue we've been having. I don't think... We've got a lot of germs in here. You can kind of see everything that's germy. So we want to make sure we get wanted to get these sinks going because that should handle a lot of the germ stuff. We've been having a lot of food poisoning recently, so I wanted to just take care of that. And we're looking pretty good though. So the big thing that I want to start working on now is make sure we get all of that refinery stuff done. I want to start building an area over here where we have a second way down, so it's not just the one way, and starting carving out even more of this copper ore and stuff. So I'm going to be working on that, and I guess we'll be back in a minute. Alright, real quick here, one thing I did create is I did get the greenhouse complete here, so as you can kind of see, nobody can actually use it right now, but it does actually exist, so that's actually something I was aiming for. These are all looking pretty good here, actually. We have a few things that we may want to start creating, like the rec room, or what is the park here? Park sign, 2 wild plants. We might want to, can we actually do that yet? We do not have the power yet. Printables are available though, so let's take a quick look at what we've got. We've got bristle berries. That's actually not a bad idea. I don't really want new people, so I'm actually gonna just print that up right now. I don't want to get anyone new quite yet in the, there's the research in the colony yet. So we just finished up smelting, which should give us the refined materials that we're looking for. I don't quite want to go for sand yet. Got more smart stuff which uses the automation, which we're not quite ready for because I'm not quite sure how it works. I'm kind of nervous about just kind of diving in there on this tiny little let's play that we're doing. So I think I do kind of want to start aiming towards some of the decor stuff because that'll just make our little duplicates kind of happy, a little bit more happy than normal. So yeah, we've got a nice little greenhouse here. I did build an oxygen diffuser down here at the bottom, so that should help with some of the oxygen that's going on. The other thing is, so we've got the metal tile, but we don't have refined metal, and we've got the metal refinery, which looks like this. It's actually rather big. I think one of the things we do want to do is build a refrigerator, which will keep food from spoiling, which is not a bad thing. I think I want to maybe build that over here. We do have plenty of electricity for now. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to build the refrigerator over here. That'll at least just take care of the food so we don't have to worry about it spoiling. We don't have to deal with it too much right now because we don't have a ton of food, but I just don't want to deal with it at all, so. All right, so more research done. We got the artistic expression out of the way. Now we do have a couple things, like we have fine art here, which we could definitely use. I'm thinking maybe we want to go up here to textile production, because then we can make clothing items. Not that we have the stuff for that right now, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Not really sure which direction I want to go with this. Actually, I think I'm going to start by doing ranching here. We don't have a lot of stuff that we can do for critters right now. We don't have any place for critters, but it doesn't seem like a bad idea to just grab that and start kind of getting that taken care of. We are carving this out. I want to kind of block this off. I think this is big enough, and if we need to build another area, which we probably will, for beds, we can do that, but I kind of want to just have this be the barracks and have like a little hallway here, which I think is well worth it. We don't have a lot of metal in this particular area, but I do want to get this carved out so that they can jump down here, you know, go straight for the food if they need to. I want to start carving this out because this is all metal. There's more metal down here, but all this water here is kind of annoying. Just want to throw this out here, is we do have a ridiculous amount of travel time right now. It's kind of hard to see, but because every time I hover over it, it starts showing, but it's 41% versus the work time, which is 39%. That's a problem, and we're gonna want to take care of that, which is actually one reason why I'm working on this portion right now. Actually, want to make sure that we can get all of this taken care of, and I'm gonna get the fire pole all the way up here, so that should be helpful. But man, do we have a lot of work to do, unfortunately for us. Oh, it just dawned on me that we have all the stuff that we created. If you guys didn't see this or haven't seen this before, we've got things like wall pots now that can have seeds planted in them. We've got flower pots that seeds can be planted in them. Hanging pots. These all contribute to, you know, your morale, which is probably a good thing. If we take a quick look at how we're doing, where is the decor? It's not too bad here. Like these are bad. This room's good. This little mess hall's honestly not all that bad. The farm down here is just absolute craziness, which I guess makes sense. So we're okay. Light helps a lot, but light takes, of course, electricity, so we need to be careful that we don't just use all that up, because, well, that would be a bad thing. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking, looking around here to figure out where I want to put our metal refinery. So it looks like this, and I think we kind of want to put it down here. I'm kind of debating what I want to do here, because we need to output a lot of the stuff back up here, because it's going to be getting stuff, getting water in and then outputting dirty water. So I'm thinking down here actually may not be a bad place to put it, and go kind of that way. Oh, we have idle going on. What's going on here? You stop that. We got this all taken care of. Actually, let's go ahead and activate that. That will help. As you can kind of see, we got this all taken care of, so folks can actually go this way, take it down here now, or go up, depending on what they need to do. Just kind of trying to create multiple ways of going from place A to place B, which should actually really, really help. So as I'm deciding what I want to do here, I'm just gonna let these guys snooze, and we'll be right back. So what I've decided to do is, you can kind of probably guess from the fact that I have this little thing mapped out here. I'm going to be building the metal refinery actually down here. It does create heat, I believe, so we want to be careful to make sure that it doesn't overheat, and it doesn't have to be used all the time, so we can actually turn it off whenever we're not using it, which is probably the best bet that we could do. So I'm going to, obviously it needs to be powered, but I want to make sure I put a switch in here as well, so we can just snap that off whenever we don't need it. It's gonna need plumbing as well, but we can't quite see where that plumbing is gonna be. I'm gonna just do that so you can see where we need to dig, and everything else is where things are gonna be built. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that do that. Everybody's snoozing away. Things are looking pretty good. I think we still have one person that's sick. Ooh, we got a skill point. Oh, we got 2 skill points. We got Jean down here. Let's give him... I'm going to give him the art fundamentals. That seems really weird because we haven't started doing any of that, but I'm going to go ahead and give that to him. And for Ellie here, I'm actually going to give her cooking too, so she's got a little bit more, so she has a better chance to complete these. I'm gonna say complete, but like she can complete it faster, I think is what ends up happening. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. These guys are gonna start digging down here. I kind of gave a little bit of space. I think I'm gonna build a second greenhouse right here, which will be really useful. All right, so we finished up the ranching. So we've got animal control and gourmet meal preparations. Probably a good thing. So this is for like trapping things, and then you can like move them, which is probably a good thing to do. I'm gonna grab the fossil fuels just so that's done and out of the way. These guys are just gonna start building. I hope it's gonna take a little bit to do this. We do have insignificant oxygen generation again, what's new, but I think we're doing okay. It's just down here, and I think if we build an oxygen generator down here, it'll start to push some of that stuff up, and I think we'll be okay. Oh, what I do also want to do is actually destroy this and build a fire pole in here so that folks can go all the way down if they need to. Additionally, I'm just gonna get these off the... I hate the little notification that says, hey, something's happening. Oh, for the record, since this water is in carbon dioxide right down here, you can see how quickly the germs are actually dying. This is a great way if you have something like this, like an overflow type thing. I think you can actually do that. I think you can actually set up so that certain things are going through and other things are not going through, which is interesting. But you can set it up so that if there's any germs, it doesn't flow, but if there isn't germs, it flows, or you can set it up so that some of these are separate so that the germs actually, like in one pot will die and the other one won't. It's kind of interesting how to set that up. I've had a few ideas, but I just don't know how to do it myself. But if I did, I don't know, I probably would. So something I've noticed that ever since we've gotten these sinks set up, we've had a significant fewer number of germs actually transmitting. There's a few in here, as you can kind of see, like this particular bed for Ellie has got some germs on it, but kind of overall we've had it's just fallen, which is really, really good. We're carving out this area over here and adding more tiles. I want to carve all the way over, I think. Oh, I do not want to carve all the way over. I don't want to let that loose. Not yet anyway. We'll deal with that because we do have the deodorizers. Like this one's working really well. This is producing polluted oxygen, as you can see, but the deodorizer is actually solving that problem quite a bit here by the door. It actually makes like a weird thing, like it moves when it actually gets rid of the pollution, so that's actually really useful. That might actually be something to do once we get closer to like this stuff to remove some of that polluted oxygen. What's going on? Oh, yes, we're removing and adding tiles, which makes making it freak out, that's fine. Ooh, we got more new principles. Probably nothing that I really want. Let me make sure I'm making more food here. Let's take a quick look at what they're sending. Ooh, nutrient bars. Not something, this is not something I want. Mole hands. I'm gonna go with the care package this time. So that's some extra food that we can use. I still don't want anybody else right now because we're just not quite there yet. All right, well, let's see, more research to be done here. Actually, the sound amplifiers with that power control station is not a bad thing because that power control station, yeah, you need the tune-up trait, which we need to get, but honestly, still might be pretty useful here. Some of these other ones might be considered pretty useful as well. Let's start with this one because this improved plumbing allows you to carry liquid with minimal change in temperature, but then there's also some like liquid shutoff or liquid reservoir, which might actually be pretty useful. The hydro sensor is something that I'm not particularly looking forward to. Oh, I was thinking of for the germs is the gas pipe or the liquid pipe. So yeah, if you've got germs, like it'll do certain things, which is actually very interesting. Still don't know quite how that works, so we'll play with it. Kind of zooming down here. This needs coolant, so it needs water. We're gonna need to give it some resemblance of liquid. So the output is here and the input is there. Let's see how we want to pull this. Okay, so what I've done here is I'm creating the output here as I'm trying to figure out how I want to deal with the input, which I think I'm actually going to, I wasn't going to do this originally, but I'm actually going to dig this way and actually start building in a little pathway right here. I just used actually way too much in that sentence. I don't know what my brain is doing right now. That way we can kind of get this all taken care of. And for this water over here, I'm gonna build a pitcher pump kind of to start with. I don't know if I really want to get all of that out of there. I don't know. I haven't quite decided, but we're gonna do this. And then we'll build the output kind of around that. I think the best way to do that, because the input. I think the input can go kind of through here. And then we'll build a liquid bridge. I think I need to do it like this. Kind of like that. Looks good. I hope this works, because I don't know if it's going to. And for the record, this looks really messy, but I feel like it's okay because we haven't quite gotten everything set up, so you can see here, now that I've spent a little bit of time making sure that everything works, everybody's starting to carve out all of the sand and dirt here, and they're kind of building all the way over. Still, the water's still not gonna flow because as you can see, it's not quite set up to do so yet. Oh, and this is not connected, so we're gonna make sure that we do that. So that should allow it to flow. I don't know why it wouldn't. Also, real quick to note here, our travel time has decreased because of all the things that we've made sure are working here, so that's actually really, really good. Diseases contracted has gone down, germs has gone down, skill increases are fine, oxygen generation is actually doing really well, so everything is... Of course somebody has food poisoning. As soon as I say that, everything's going well except for the one guy that's got food poisoning. Oh, what's new? Okay, more research is complete here. We just finished up, I don't even know what we finished up, honestly. Probably should have looked. I think we're doing pretty well here. Going for the generic sensors might be good and kind of do some of the automation stuff. I am no good at automation, even in real life. Some of the stuff makes no sense to me, but we'll make it work, I hope. Kind of tempted to go for like the manufacturing stuff. Not quite sure if that's really the best thing to do, but maybe we should just do like finish up the rest of the just simple stuff like the medical equipment here. Not a bad idea. Medical equipment's not a bad thing. We've got kind of a little hospital. To finish up a hospital, we need, where is the hospital at? Oh, there it is. Medical equipment, a toilet, and a mess table. So we have one medical equipment, but we don't have anything else. Actually, let's just go ahead and throw in a mess table here. And yeah, we can build like a laboratory there. Lavatory. Why do I keep wanting to call it a laboratory, but that's not right. And I don't know where my brain is with that, except for lost and confused. Okay, so that is... Yes, thank you. That was the medical equipment. I'm gonna do the air systems. I think that takes care of all of the novice only stuff. Just kind of looking here, making sure. Yeah, it does. Okay, so that would take care of all of the novice research. So we're actually doing pretty well. This is almost done. Oh, we're at the end of day 33. We've actually made it further than I've ever been in the game. I've never made it to 33. Ooh, we have somebody with a skill point. Trivaldo, of course we do. For him, he's got the research and that seems to be primarily what he's doing. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and give him the medicine. He's not a doctor, but I think that'll be okay. Oxygen generation's going well. Travel time's a little up today, but it's still not too bad because we do have folks moving around in areas that are kind of new. Building lacks resources, which one? Oh, yes, we don't have copper ore. Are we seriously back at that? Okay, we're gonna just carve out the rest of this because there's a bunch of copper ore in there. Now you may say, wait, you closed this in, because we absolutely did. We closed this in, and this is a bunch of copper ore. I did that on purpose, primarily because, well, the water, we're gonna be able to solve that eventually, but I do want to dig this through, and then I also want to continue to dig this area through, kind of open this up. There's not a lot in here that we need. We got a little shine nymph, but nothing of super interest that we want there, but we do want to carve this open, and then we'll be able to get to this copper ore without a problem and build kind of around it. I think I'll probably end up building a ladder in here. And actually, maybe what we should do, I don't want to build a ladder here because this water is good water. This is good water too, but I can't just mop this up to use it. So what I actually might do here is just deconstruct that and just build down, but I kind of want to build together so that we can do that. And this looks like this is finally done. Let's take a quick look and see if this is going there. This is being output. So that's all looking like it should be working just right. Now, one of the fun parts about this is we just really don't have the ore to do this right now. So I guess the big next thing is to start mining all of this out and really taking care of it. So we'll put some ladders in here and just go to town. And I think, can we mop this up? We can actually mop this up and dig this out. So we're gonna just do that. Cancel the mopping. Build a ladder in here. There we go. Oh, and we got a little bit more research done. So that's all the novice stuff taken care of. So let's just kind of take on the second line of things here, because I really don't know what the next best thing to actually produce is. Sure, we'll start with the liquid-based refinement processes. We don't have, I haven't seen any sort of brine or salt water, but that doesn't mean that we aren't gonna run across it, honestly. Also kind of taking a look around here, we haven't done too much looking. We've got a buddy bud. That's interesting. Still not quite sure what's going on with this, but I'm very interested. How is our temperature looking? Ooh, that's cold. Look at that. You see that chilled? I have no idea what's going on there. Interesting. There's another area over here that looks chilled. Ooh, there's gold over there. No idea what's gonna go on with that. So it looks like we're gonna have to make sure we keep an eye on temperatures, make sure our folks don't end up too hot or anything. How are we doing with our decor? So-so. Power is really kind of the thing that we are running up against right now. We want to make sure that we take care of that. There's a lot of water heading this direction, isn't there? I don't know how much, it's not being used, so it should pause. Yes, just like that. So as you can see, that water is kind of frozen in time. That's not a bad thing. We should probably turn this on so we can start moving a lot of this polluted water into regular water, though this water is just losing germs like crazy. It was a lot more than that not that long ago. But we have plenty of polluted water that we can turn into not polluted water, so let's just take care of that. Ooh, we got an achievement. I have no idea what the achievement is. Which one do we get? Ooh, good egg. Hatch a new critter morph from an egg. I have no idea what that means because we haven't hatched any critters, so my best guess is that something on screen hatched to be new, like a new type of creature hatched. I honestly don't know. Huh. Oh, hey, look, there's a fry egg in there. Is that what he was talking about? I actually don't know, you guys. I have legit no idea what's going on here. Okay, so we've unlocked the sick bay and the hand sanitizer. We now have the insulated pipe and the liquid shutoff. We've got the rust deoxidizer and the electrolyzer. I think that's how that's pronounced. And I've also unlocked the liquid reservoir. So that's all very nice. I'm still trying to carve this out. We do have a lot of metal ore here. So let's see what happens. We need copper ore to copper. So let's just pop in 10. I don't know exactly what that is going to do. So let's just pop in 10 and see what happens here. I really didn't get this far ever. So looks like everybody's pretty busy because I do have them set up to do quite a bit. Oh, I should also have somebody who can cook do some lice loaf stuff. We got a lot of just debris down here. We might want to build an extra one of these storage bins to take care of that. Oh, so first of all, this bit's being cleaned a little bit on accident there. Ooh, circuit overload. Dang it, where is the circuit overload at? So that's actually a problem. So at this point, the answer to that question of can we do this, the answer is no. What I'm gonna do then, we're gonna separate this out into 2 pieces. I was kind of hoping to avoid this, but clearly we don't have the supplies to avoid this right now. On this side of things, with the other pitcher pump, I'm actually going to build a separate battery, just one, and the manual generator. And then I'm going to, let me find the power overlay. I'm gonna go ahead and actually deconstruct this portion of it. And then I'm going to build, not a wire bridge, just a wire, over here. And that's a little sideways, I guess, but I want to make sure that everything else remains powered. So let's just build this up. Shouldn't take that long. Oh, and we've got some new printables because that actually helps. Let's see, we've got dirt, which is not really interesting. Wow, you're a no, and Ashcon here might be pretty good. Ruby, I'm not really feeling like any of these are really necessary. So let's just print up some dirt. Not gonna go anywhere, not gonna eat anything, so that'll be okay. Still not really interested in bringing anybody else into this chaos right now. We're not doing poorly, it's just not quite ready for it. Why did you come all the way here to get water? They are taking care of all of the algae going to the oxygen diffusers and stuff, so at least that's good. But yeah, this is a problem. We don't have nearly enough electricity to deal with all of this. But if we can get this and taken care of, then at least these 2 things will have power. What is going on? What are you guys doing? Oh, I see. They must be taking care of some of the other stuff. Okay, so we finally got a jumbo battery down here, so it's kind of split up. We don't have a lot of power yet, but that's okay. And this is going to take, how much power does it take? A lot, I'm guessing, is out of that. And also we completed some research. Let's continue on by working on the improved ventilation, why not? But as you can kind of see, we are building up this jumbo battery so we can work on the metal refinery, which it looks like they're going to be doing, thank goodness. We completed the ore scrubber, and we also finished the removes salt from things, so that's really, really useful. Also, as you can see, everything is green now because we got some of that refined metal. Very nice. Now, I think if what I was reading was correct, the conductive wire, you can see the max power is 1,000 here, and this one's 2, which I think is 2,000. So it says, where did it say that? Drawing more than the maximum allowed watts can result in damage to the circuit. So if we're not drawing 2,000, this actually should be really useful. And it takes 25, we only have 100 to start with, so that's good to know. We're definitely going to need... Oh, that's interesting. This is still overloading because I guess this is too much. So I guess the best thing to do at this point is actually start improving this wire as quickly as we possibly can. I don't really know what's going on. I guess we could also use the heavy watt wire, which uses a lot. Now the decor on this one is awful, but we would not have to deal with any problems on that one. Like, it would definitely handle all that stuff. Probably would be really useful for some of the heavy machinery that we're dealing with down here. Don't really know what I'm doing on this, gonna be completely honest. I'm wondering if this is because this is actually producing, because it shows here, it says power produced. Is that the problem? So is it because this one? I don't really know. Oh wait, that's the circuit overview. I'm not entirely certain, or is it because this is using too much? Like this particular, oh yes, that's it right there, is because it's using too much wattage and we just don't have enough. That's what's going on here. Okay, that answers my question. So what we're gonna need to actually do for this is we need a lot more energy than this silly little manual generator. We would need 3 of these to really handle it. And yeah, the wire is never going to be able to handle that at all. So we're gonna have to upgrade. I think the best thing to upgrade to is probably gonna be the heavy watt wire. It's not going to be pretty, but it's probably the best thing, at least until we can figure out something a little bit better. Maybe create like an industrial area so that all that stuff is out of the way. So the morale of our dupes might be a little bit lower, but all of that heavy machinery can actually do what it needs to do. I'm going to actually drop this to like 5. I do want to upgrade this wire using the refined metal because we really need that as well, but we're just not quite there yet since we obviously don't have the power we need down here. When it comes to actually generating that power, the coal generator is probably going to be the best. I think this generates 600 watts, so that would probably be the best way to go on top of the manual generator, but we just don't have the power for it right now. So let's upgrade this area using the heavy watt wire. It's like, so it's not going to be pretty. Oh, and it can't go through the door. All right, deconstruct that door. And we will have to figure out a long-term solution ultimately on this. This is not it. All right, so, oh, what happened here? Interesting, we've got, I think it's hard to tell, but we actually have regular water in here. I'm not sure what happened. Did our plumbing back up or something? I have no idea, but it should just pass through, but we don't have any power going to this and we need to turn that on. But there's water in here. That's very strange. We have plenty of water down here, but things are going fairly well. We're struggling a little bit now that we've hit a point where I have never been. Not quite sure what to do with that, but I'm sure we'll get closer and closer. I can't quite see what's going on in here, but we are slowly carving this out, so maybe we'll get to see what's inside these tiles eventually as these guys slowly work along. Oh gosh, this is a mess. Well, we're gonna take care of some of this mess next time, I hope. I will see you guys then.